Hi guys, it's me Joshua-Riece and welcome to my channel. For those of you who are joining, thank you very much for joining my very first YouTube video and for embarking on this YouTube journey with me. Well, I'm hoping it'll be a bit of a journey anyway and not just one of these spur of the moment, one video, something or others. We're not about that. This is something that I've been toying with the idea of for a very long time. I've been told by so many people, you should do YouTube, you should do YouTube, but I've never really had the balls to get up and actually start doing it. The whole Instagram videos is fine because I don't really do any talking. So let's hope that this goes better than I anticipate. So without further ado, let's jump in. So I recently went online and ordered some goodies off of MUA. I spent about £65 on stuff that should cover a full face. Duplicates of some products. I've got 2 primers, 2 brow pencils, a couple of bronzers, 2 different shades of foundation, so hopefully there should be enough here to be able to do something with all of this. I have already done my normal skincare routine, so we're going to jump straight in with some primer. The first primer I have is the Pro Base Smooth and Cool Primer Stick. This is supposed to be perfect for reducing puffiness and soothing skin. It's supposed to have a cooling effect on the skin. Yeah, let's whack on and see what it does. So the product does look a bit like a deodorant stick. Just roll that up a bit there. But let's just go in and put this on the skin. Wow, on initial application it is really cold on the skin. It's almost like putting a wet flannel on your face. But it does definitely feel hydrating. It's quite lightweight. It doesn't feel heavy on the skin. So the next primer we have is the Pro Base Banana Blur Primer. This is a velvety mattifying primer with added vitamin E, lightweight, softening texture. So I guess again it's just supposed to do what it says on the tin and blur the skin a little bit, which I'm all the way here for because my pores are mahous. So if we can try and blur those, I'll be a happy bunny. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that on my fingers and just rub that into the skin. It does feel a lot thicker than the other primer, almost like a sun cream type thickness. It does have a slight smell. It doesn't smell of banana. It smells a bit like Play-Doh, which isn't the most pleasant of smells, but it's not so overpowering that you just want to get it off your face. On looking in the mirror, it does seem to have blurred my skin. I like it. I guess the next test will be to see how the foundation lays on top. Let's go. For foundation, you would have guessed that it's going to be the Pro Base Longwear Matte Finish Foundation. This foundation has been compared to Estee Lauder Double Wear. I personally have only used that once, didn't agree with it. Although I've got oily combo skin, I try to avoid mattifying foundations now. I tend to find that because I have larger pores and I have slight acne marks and scarring around here, it does accentuate that. But as is a product that has been everywhere, I thought I'd give it a go. So I have this in 2 shades. I have the shades 130 and 146. I think I'll go for the darker one, which is 146, in the hopes that it's not too dark. And we can kind of make myself look a little less, this does have this little spatula type thing. I did assume it was going to be one of those foundations you have to pour on your hand, then put on your face, so you make a mess, you waste product, but I'm quite happy with the spatula, so let's whack it on. It blends out nicely. It's not thick on the skin. The coverage is okay. I do still see some of my redness peeking through the tops of my cheeks, so I might have to put just a tiny bit on in the hopes that we can get rid of some of that redness because I like to cover everything. As this foundation is drying down, it is looking a lot more matte. I mean, it's on the tin, but extremely matte. Not quite sure how I feel about it right now. This is when matte foundations normally start to look very powdery on me. So the next product I have is concealer. So hopefully we can get rid of some of the darkness underneath my eyes. So I have the Pro Base Full Coverage Concealer. Again, I have it in 2 different shades. So I will be going with a slightly darker shade, which is 110, and mixing a tiny bit of 100, hopefully to get the brightness without being too bright. So I also like to conceal my forehead area because I have a mahousive forehead. Just down the bridge of the nose, again under the eyes. And then I'll just add some more of that lighter shade just to build up some of the brightness, and we will BRB. The second powder I have is this Ultra Fine Loose Setting Powder. So I'm going to pour some of this into the top of the lid. It's very powdery, like extremely powdery. It's gone up my nose and down my throat, the lot. Don't know if you can see that, but there's a lot of powder that comes off. It is so finely milled. Be careful with how much of this you take, because as I say, it's so finely milled, it flies everywhere. Up the nose, down the throat, in the eyes, the lot. Let's now move on and try and make me look not so flat and get some bronzer on these cheeks of mine. At last, I have the bronzed matte bronzing powder, Solar 130 and Solar 100 here. I'm going to go in with a little bit of 100 in the hopes that that will be bronze enough for me. If it's not, then I will just go in with a little bit of 130 in the hopes of adding a little bit more bronziness as opposed to my skin. So we're now going with 130. Well, there's definitely a bit more colour to that one on my skin. It's doing something for me, which I ain't mad at. I ain't mad at all. There is a lot of kick up in the plan when swirling the brush into the product, but it's not something that I usually worry about when using a product anyway. I mean, it's very warm. I should have maybe got a shade in between 100 and 130 because this is very, very warm. So now that we have a bit more, now we have a lot more bronze to the face. It is very pigmented, it is. I've got the wrong colour, but I look a bit crazy, okay? Let's just be right, I look crazy. But I've looked worse. So let's just roll with it. Let's just roll with it. I actually forgot about it. So when I opened the delivery that I got, I obviously had a quick look through and I noticed the colour of the blusher that I picked up. I mean, it didn't look like this on the website, I know that much. It had more of like a corally, orangey tint to it as opposed to beige, basically. So this is totally my fault. I'll put some on just for the fun of it, but it's just no. It's totally my fault, so I can't give this a fair judgment or a fair anything. We'll just skip this and go straight on to some brows. I have two brow products. One being the Brow Define Brow Pencil, which is the thick triangular shaped end, and on the other end we have a brush. It looks a bit like a small artiste brush. We're just going to take the brush side and brush the hairs upwards, and then we are going to take the pencil and just draw in the underneath line of the brow. I'm going in with such a light hand with that, and the pigment's coming off straight away. And then we'll just go through with the brush and blend in that product and just kind of go back into the shape of the brow that we want. The second brow pencil I have is the Brow Define Micro Pencil. I'm just going to take that pencil and again just do the underlining at the bottom of the brow. Wow. Like the other one, it's super pigmented, very light pressure, not mad at it, just go in with a light hand. Now that the brows are filled in, again you can see there are two different colours. This one is a lot darker than this one. Both were pretty easy to use. This one, so the Micro Define Pencil, so easy in getting those hair-like strokes from the top in to emulate the look of natural hairs. This one, so just the brow pencil, perfect, creamy, pigmented, colours actually not that bad from far away, but it is quite warm when the closer you get. They do need cleaning up, but I will do that in a second. Let's move on to one of my favourite parts of the face, and that's highlight. Oh dear God, I've got such high hopes for this. I have actually used one of MUA's highlighters in the past. I have used one of these before. This is the Undress Your Skin highlighter in Pink Shimmer. Second lot of highlighter I have. The Glow X MUA highlighting kit in Golden Kisses. I am going to do one highlighter on each side of the face just to compare the difference. So I'm going to go in with the Pink Shimmer one first, which looks like this. It's pretty, there's no complaints over there, it's very pretty. On my hand, it may not be how it looks on the skin. That's the true test. Oh, we have lift off, that is pink. She is pink. She's cute. She's cute. Obviously not the colour for me right now, but she's cute. We can vibe with her, kind of. Down this side, we're going to go in with the glow kit. I will just do some swatches of these three for you as well. So we have the top one, we have the middle one, we have the bottom one. Now they are cute. I think for me, I'm going to go in with this middle one. So we're just going to take my second brush and put that in there. And then we are just going to put it on this cheek. Oh yeah, that's better. There's so much. Oh, that's more made. MUA, you did that. You did that. Let's just add a little bit more, because why not? Dip with the nose, dip with the nose. I'm a happy bunny when I get a highlighter that works. If you guys have tried any of the MUA highlighters. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of them, or any other shades that you think I should try, because after this I'm all here for buying more, and the price is cheap. I think it was like between £1.50 and £2.50 for the highlighter. For this outcome, you cannot go wrong. Now we are all glowed up, looking a bit more me. We are going to work on the eyes. I have this palette here, which is called the Tropical Ocean palette. Very colourful, which is usually my gig, so this is cute. There are 25 shades in this palette. Not quite sure what I'm going to do with it, but we're going to give it a good go. So to prime the eyes, we're going to take some of that concealer that we used in 1110 and just whack that over the lid. While we're doing this, we're just going to carve the eyebrow out and neaten it up as well. So let's just go in with this shade here called Shellfish. So we're just going to whack that in the crease and use that a bit as a transition. It looks a bit darker in the pan than what's coming out, and considering I put it on a wet base, so it definitely builds up. It builds up quite nicely actually. It doesn't seem to be skipping, or it's not patchy or anything like that. So now we have that first shade down. I'm just going to go in with Elated, this darker bright pink, bit of an oxymoron, but the more magenta style pink here. This one definitely has a bit more payoff initially. Blends nicely. Is it buildable? We will see. It builds nicely. That's a bit better. So I'm just going to take some more of that first shade and blend out that pink shade a little bit more, and then we'll go in with shimmer on the lid, and that will be pretty much it for the eye look today. So for the lid shade, I think I'm going to go in with the shade Joy. It's a really nice pale pink. So put it on the lid and see if it gives me that shine and shimmer that I hope it's going to be. So I'm just going to add now, this is the third layer on top. I mean, the eyeshadow look as a whole isn't bad. I quite appreciate the colours. I like that it's quite subtle. I like that the blendability was good. So I'm not going to complain over that. So I'm going to do the other eye off camera and we will be right back. I did just want to point out that while doing my eyeshadow, I did keep reaching to look in a mirror. There's no mirror. There are other drugstore brands that do really affordable palettes that do have a mirror. It's just so much easier for me to do my eyeshadow whilst I've got a mirror in hand using the palette, as opposed to going back and forth and picking up the palette, having to put it down to pick up a mirror to do. Yeah, that's my only little niggle about the palette really, is that I wish it had a mirror. And I have a mascara to try. This is the Full Volume Lash Effect Mascara. It is supposed to, I don't know what it's supposed to do, but it says Amplify Statement Lash. So with this, we're just gonna whack it on and see how we go. Sorry guys, camera battery died. Rookie mistake, my bad. So the mascara has been applied. It's really good at separating the lashes, but that's about it. So it'd be good maybe to go with a thickening / volumizing mascara, and then potentially going with this afterwards just to separate the lashes, if that's the kind of look that you want to go for. I've also just run that orange and pink on my lower lash line just to tie up this look. We will now just move on to the lips, and then we are done. For lips today, I have a lip liner. This is the Intense Colour lip liner in the shade Diva. I'm just going to apply this onto the lips. Very creamy. I don't know why I'm trying to talk while doing this, so BRB. So I just outline my lips and filled in slightly in the corners. So I'm going to go in with a liquid lip and just kind of ombre it out a little bit. I have this Velvet Matte liquid lip in the shade Anti-Gravity, which looks like this. So it's a bit more of a pale nude. Feels really nice. That liquid lip feels really nice. I expect it to be quite dry in. Love the colour. It's dried down pretty quick as well. It's not sticky, like there's no tack to it. I'm here for it. So I've added a tiny bit more of the liquid lip to the lips, then we'll be right back just to give an overview of my faults. Hi guys, so I'm back and this is the final look. So as you can see, I haven't added any false lashes because MUA don't actually sell false lashes. So I didn't want to add something to a full face that wasn't part of the brand I was using. So my overall thoughts are value for money. Yeah, but can't complain over that. Standouts for me are the highlighter. I mean, hello? Need I say anything more? No. The lip products, love them. Brow products, can't complain. In terms of the base products, I'd have to try the primers with foundations I already know, love and use, just to see how they work with them, because I'm not a fan of this foundation personally, so I can't give it a fair judgment. Leading on from that, in terms of foundation, coverage is okay, it's buildable. Finish is the only thing that lets it down for me. It's too matte. It's giving that really pory looking finish. It seems to have picked up on some of the texture. It's just a bit too matte for me, a bit too dry and a bit too powder looking almost, so that's the only reason why I'd have to give this a pass. The concealer, overall it's okay. I just need something a bit more heavy duty, a bit more oomph behind it, as opposed to something that's like, yeah, I'm full coverage. Hello? Coverage where? No. Nope, no. So guys, that's all from me. So if you did like this video, please give it a huge thumbs up, and if you do want to see more of me, please subscribe to my channel, turn the notification bell on so that you get notified every time I upload, and you can continue this YouTube journey with me. Thank you very much guys, hope to see you in the next one. Bye.